Hello everyone, and welcome to HTM's Guild Wars 2 how-to video. I'll be giving an introductory glance at all the things in Guild Wars 2. Right off the bat here, we have our basic character selection. You can have 5 characters. Over to the right, you'll see account medals, which are actually accrued by all of your characters put together. You can explore some of the world on one character and the rest of the world on the other character, and you'll get the medal for exploring the whole world on your entire account. In a similar vein, your character, your friends list, and your guild are account-wide as well. You'll be in a guild on all of your characters in your account, as well as anyone that you friend their account instead of friending their characters in particular. Going right here into character selection, you have your pretty simple choose your race. There are 5 races available, but only 3 currently. Beta is beta. And then you choose your gender and your class. All classes are available to all races, so there's no worry about, having to pick a particular race for a particular class. Going to go with the Thief. It's a little laggy because beta is beta. Not everything's perfect yet. You can adjust all sorts of things from your height to your body build to your face. It offers a nice little mix between choose from this selection and then sliders to get it just perfect for you, as well as quite the selection of colors. Now your background. This will be different between almost all characters. You get your first one, which is based off of your class. Since I'm a thief, I have my choice of anonymity, which gives me a full face mask. Determination, which gives me a headband. And subterfuge, which gives me a neat little hood. These are class specific and change between your classes. This is to all characters. All characters choose to be ferocious, dignified, or charming to overcome their problems. And here we get into your race in particular. Humans can choose to be born in the streets, to common folk, or to nobility. And one of their biggest regrets. These completely change the story. You can have the story to find your parents, to recover your sister's body from the centaurs, or to go off and join the circus. These do drastically change the main story quest that you play. And the final human option is to pick your personal god. I don't actually know much of the lore between all of these gods, but they offer a very nice selection of healing and love and terrible evil and, wonderful war. Then you name your character. But I'm just going to show you one of my characters for the full gameplay. Loading in here, you'll see hearts, and a diamond, and a square, and an arrow pointing up. Hearts are quests, the diamonds are waypoints, the squares are points of interest, and the pointing up arrows are skill points. They are all trickled throughout the world, and you have many quests to go out and find them. Getting into it right here, you can see all of the abilities. You have them bound to 1 through 0. Your 1 through 5 abilities are completely determined by your weapon. The red circle in the middle is your health, and the orange bar above it is your endurance. Endurance is a major thing in this game. All characters and classes have it, and it gives you the ability to dodge roll, which is incredibly important. Monsters hit incredibly hard in this game, and being able to dodge out of the way of their attacks is crucial. Your 6 through 0 abilities are your utility skills. 6 is always a heal, and it is based off of your class. And all classes can have up to 3 heals. Now, your 1 through 5 being based off your weapons, As you can see, I have completely different abilities switching from my greatsword to my sword and my shield. Since my greatsword is two-handed, it affects all 5 of my abilities. But since the sword and the shield are one-handed, the sword affects my 1 through 3 abilities, and my shield affects my 4 and 5 abilities. This is the same for all one-handed and off-handed weapons. Now skill points are earned on level up. But you can also find them throughout the world and complete challenges to get more skill points. You spend the skill points to get better skills that are mostly for utility. These vary from fancy heals to being able to spawn weapons which give you fancy weapon sets, as well as these glyphs that give you a passive buff, but then you can consume the passive buff to give an active buff for a short duration. Currently, you have to unlock 5 skills in each tier in order to move down to the next tier, and you unlock these at level 5, 10, and then 20, and then 30. This could be subject to change. It has changed before. Beta is beta. Your 7 through 9 are basic utility skills, and your 0 skill is a elite skill, which is very reliant on your class and your race, and is mostly for fun from what we have seen. Now, your traits are essentially your talent points. Once you hit level 11, you can unlock your traits and start spending points. Every set of traits pretty much drastically changes how your character actually plays. So you can choose to be, Zeal and do tons of damage, or Valor, so you're very tanky and very hard to kill. As you spend points in your traits, you automatically get bonuses to some of your passive stats, like your power and your precision. It is different between each trait. Some traits give you lots of power and lots of bonus damage to your bleeds and such, where others will increase the durations of your bleeds and increase your precision. And then once you've put 5 trait points into one set, you unlock a special thing that drastically changes how your character plays. Increased bleed. You have a chance to bleed on critical strike or etc. You then have your weapon skills. You have all sorts of weapons available to different classes, and you must use the weapons in order to unlock all the skills. But it doesn't take very long. Finally, you have your personal story, which is all the quests you've done. Your story is dependent on what you chose in character creation. Finally, you have your achievements, which are essentially just doing daily things or monthly things, or just killing things in general. Just doing stuff in the game unlocks achievements, and you get special bonuses and extra XP. And then you have PvP, which is essentially usually world versus world, where you have entire servers fighting entire other servers. You have your basic inventory. You have 2 kinds of currency. You have your basic money, silver, copper, gold, and then you have karma. Karma being unlocked from doing quests and events. There you have your contacts, and then of course your mail. There is no actual trading between characters that we have found, so if you want to give somebody something, you just have to mail it to them. Here you have the auction house. You can trade using either your money or these gems being able to be bought with real money. There is a cash shop in game. We have not done very much with it, so we're not entirely sure. Here we have the guilds, and then of course world versus world. You can see how other servers are doing compared to yours. And simple help me stuff. An interesting thing to note about the cash shop is that the gems you buy are worth real money, but how much money they're actually worth is can apparently change between server versus server, where the server decides how much the gems are actually worth. Now, quests are fairly easy to find. They are marked on your map with the golden hearts. The golden heart is the quest giver, and then the karma vendor. You get karma for doing quests, and then you can spend karma at quest vendors after finishing their quest to get special items. She in particular will give you a bear trinket because she's Miss Bear Lady. And to do quests, you have a list of things that you can do that all help to finish the quest. You can do all of one thing, or you can mix it up. You can choose to just completely do this quest by only feeding these adorable bears, or you can run around and disarm bear traps and fight trappers who are trying to kill the bears. Once you've filled up the gold bar completely, the quest is finished, and you get a paltry sum of money and a thank you note in the mail. You never actually have to talk to the quest giver. You get your reward for just doing the quest, and you don't even have to talk to her to start the quest. You can just walk into the area and get started. But once you've completed the quest, she'll have an option to vendor special items. Now here we have someone who is downed. When a player is defeated, they get knocked down, and they can fight for survival. If they kill an enemy while they're downed, they can get right back up. But if they're full-on defeated like that, then they need to be revived, or they need to go to a waypoint in order to be revived. It's a simple go to your map, click the waypoint, and travel there. Getting into some combat here. All skills pretty much need to be aimed. You can use all of your skills without actually targeting something, but you do need to be in range of things in order to use your skills and have them hit. Your first skill, no matter what weapon or class you are, is always going to be a basic auto attack. It will keep reusing it without you having to hit it. All other skills must be used and aimed properly. A very core thing to the gameplay is buffs and debuffs. There are bleeds, there are protection spells, there are swiftness spells, and almost all classes can give buffs or debuffs of some kind. And it is very important to take advantage of all these. And proper teamwork and timing of these abilities can lead to you just completely wrecking even the toughest monsters before they have a chance to touch you. And that will be required to an extent, because monsters get very, very powerful. Here we have the map. You can see all sorts of things around here. As you can see there's a cluster of things. And since I haven't been here, the map is grayed out. But I can tell that there's a shop here, because it kindly tells me that there's all of these NPCs in one spot. Over here we have a skill point. If I go there and complete the challenge, then I get a skill point to get more skills. Currently there are 176 in the game, but that could be subject to change. The gold hearts are, of course, quests. They are scattered healthily throughout, and the waypoints are essentially teleporters. It helps you get across the map very quickly for a paltry sum of money. There are trainers in this game. But you don't need to talk to them for anything other than your traits. Once you hit level 11, you can buy the manual to learn the traits from your trainer of choice. Finally, the leveling system in this game is that you are leveled down or up based on where you are. This has been Ty with the Guild Wars 2 how-to video. If you'd like to see some more actual Guild Wars gameplay, we'll be posting all the race starting areas, as well as playing through the entirety of the Norn starting area. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good day.